So welcome to this video. This is the second episode of the off-season Olympia series. So we are quite some time away from the Olympia, which is lucky because I've just come off the back of quite a serious illness, 2 weeks, and I lost over 12 pounds in weight. Granted, that's not going to be muscle, it is going to be a lot of water, and yeah, maybe a little bit of muscle tissue. And it is quite demoralising, I'm not going to lie, because just before then we were at my heaviest weight and we're having a really good off season. But you can't let it deter you, you've got to get back to it, and nutrition is probably the key fundamental of getting back up to where I need to be. So I'm going to talk to you about my nutrition now. We're about 218 pounds. We're going to try and get up to at least 225 before we probably sit comfortably and then obviously drop down for the Olympia. I typically eat the same or similar meals whether I'm on season or off season. The amount obviously differs, and I'll add more calories to it through sauces and just basically enjoy it a little bit more, because obviously when you're dieting for the Olympia it has to be very strict, very bland, and you just don't want to do that 365 days of the year. So I'm a lot more loose with my calories, and obviously if myself and my family go out for a meal or if we go to the cinema, stuff like that, I'll have whatever I want. So it's very varied, and that's how I seem to increase my weight quite a lot. So instead of me just talking, we need to crack on because we need to get to the gym. We're training chest today with my good friend Chris from the BloodLab. I may get an IV today depending on where we're at time-wise, but I might even try and get him on the video to talk a little bit about that as well. So let's go. So each meal, when I have a chicken breast, it's around 200 grams. So we're looking at about 50 grams of protein. Obviously, the way you cook chicken for me is obviously dependent on where you are in competing or whatever. So if I'm in prep, I'll normally do this on a barbecue or like an air fryer, something like that. So you're not adding extra calories in through oil, fats and stuff. But off season, I'd like it to be more tasty, add the calories in if we can. So I like to actually fry it in oil or grill it with oil in a pan, just a lot more tastier. And obviously, if you're eating chicken breast all year, it's very lean meat, it can be quite monotonous and boring. So we're going to cook our next meal, which is obviously fillet steaks from Muscle Food. Nice little plug. And this is sacrilege, I know it is, so please don't shout at me cutting a fillet steak up like this, but quick, convenient, and it's nice when you fry it off. You can put it in wraps, might even put this one in a wrap actually. And I normally cook it with white potato in an evening, but if we're on the go or we're moving, you can make them into like a steak wrap, so get some nice fajitas, do that, some onions, mushrooms. I can just hear it, all these steak connoisseurs, like, you're butchering that fillet steak. Yes, I know I am. Still tastes good. Gotta do it better. Nailed it. Okay, so obviously I'm showing you now how I'm getting my food back up, and obviously keeping it clean, but trying to increase the amount of food as we go. This has been a struggle. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not like superhuman and can just switch it after not eating for 2 weeks and then start having mass amounts of food. I did shrink my stomach, and it's all about trying to get the calories in to start with. And I actually resorted to getting, I won't say bad calories because that's when you start creating a bad relationship with food, but I was getting fast food in, so Burger King, McDonald's. I was resorting to a lot of cereals because I love cereals. It's an easy way to get calories in, and that's just to try and kickstart metabolism and get, like I say, any sort of form of calories in. So that's how I've managed to get where I'm at to now. So I'm increasing the weight, but now we're at a stage where my stomach's, what's the word, stretched a little bit in the nicest possible way, and now we're going to start putting the clean calories back in. Right, so the rice is done. Awesome little rice cooker. I've only just recently got this. I've always done it manually with a pan, and then I clean it all out, wash it all out after to get all the starch off whilst I'm on prep. But in the off season, nothing like a bit of sticky rice. Straight in. As you can see, I'm not weighing, and I'm going to be brutally honest, in my off season I try not to weigh because I don't want to live by a scale. I know roughly what 200, 250 grams of rice is and stuff. As long as I know I'm in a surplus and I'm getting 6 good solid meals in, that's okay for me. Some people are really anal about it, every calorie they have all year, which is absolutely fine. I'm not knocking that, but I did that for 7, 8 years on the trot, and now I don't need it in my life all year. And like I say, don't forget, I've been doing this over 20 years, so I kind of know now what things weigh, the calorific value of it all. So yeah, so we've got the steak cooking here. We're nearly done. In fact, we are done because I like it medium rare, medium. So we're going to take that off. We are going to put this in a bowl to start with. So then I can reuse the pan. Put that steak there. Again, a little bit of oil, extra calories, nothing wrong with that. Hello, young man. Good morning. Just had a little power nap. Yeah, so we're going to have, I've decided we're going to have steak wraps instead of steak and rice. So in the wrap we're going to have green peppers, onions and mushrooms. I tend not to cook it with the steak, and the reason for that is obviously the mushrooms hold a lot of water, and if you try and cook it all in one pan, it gets really watery. You don't get like that crispy steak on the outline and like succulent in the middle. It just gets really watery and a bit chewy, a bit. So that's a tip, a Terry's tip, is cook it separate. Obviously you can still get all the juices and everything from the steak, but if you cook it separate, it just means you can have more of a, it's not going to be a sloppy fajita then. You know what I'm saying? So I'm making the wraps now, the steak, the steak wraps. So we're going to use mayo. We'll use mayo on 2 because we know it's a safe bet. It's light mayo. Then I discovered this last night. Mustchup, mustard and tomato ketchup. Oh, amazeballs. So we'll put a bit of that on here. You know when I was talking about the extra calories? What am I talking about? Perfect. So that's meal prep done. We've still got 2 meals to cook, but I'm going to cook them when I eat them. So the first meal is my breakfast, which I haven't had yet, and then we're going to get over to the gym and get training early doors today. So we're going to cook the oats, which I'm going to show you about now, and then we're going to cook my second meal when we get back. But this is my 3rd, 4th and 5th meal of the day, and 6th. if I can get it in. At the minute, I'm only getting 5 big meals in, but we do need to increase it to 6 if we can. So as you could see, this has only taken me 15 minutes, less than 15 minutes to cook all my meals. So anybody who says they can't meal prep or they haven't got time is lying, because I've always got time. 15 minutes out of your day is nothing. Yes, it creates a bit of mess. When I'm on prep, I tend to cook outside on a barbecue because there's no mess then, and you don't get in trouble with the wife. Tip. So as you can see, we've got fast-acting sugars, potassium in the bananas. We've got antioxidants and carbs in the blueberries. We've got complex carbs in my oats. And then we've got essential fats in the form of peanut butter. So chocolate orange is by far my favourite out of my protein flavours. Chocolate mint is a close second, but in the oats, it does actually taste like Terry's chocolate orange. If you're not eating your oats out of the mixing bowl in the morning, the portion size is not big enough. You need to go bigger. And that's my son waking up. That's how I feel, son, all the time. Done. Wow. Voila. Let's go training in a minute. So that is chest done here at S20. As you can see, Chris came and joined us, and he's from the BloodLab. I've been working with Chris for about 6 months now, and he's just keeping me in check, making sure my health is optimal, ready for the Olympia this year in 36 weeks. So yeah, chest, a little bit of triceps done. Now we've got to get home and get some food in. So we're running a little bit late, but I will not be missing any meals because we are on off season. Let's go. So we're back from S20. Obviously, we've already got 1 meal in so far. It's still morning time. And my second meal, that's Alfie, my son, crying his eyes out because Ash, my videographer, is ignoring him. But we're gonna have our second meal, which is toast. Each slice of toast is 16 grams of carbs, so we've got 32 grams of carbs there. We've got avocado for essential fats. We're gonna have half of that. We have got, oh way up, we've got 3 whole eggs, and then we've got smoked salmon. So this is quite a high calorific meal. I'm having this post-workout, but I've already had a post-workout shake, which has 100 grams of maltodextrin and 40 grams of protein. So that was over an hour ago. We're about an hour and a half after training, so we're gonna get a good, big calorific meal in now, and then we'll get the rest of the meals in as we go along the day. So as you can see, I've got my smoked salmon. All my meat sources or fish sources are all from Muscle Food. If you followed me before, you know I've been with them for near on 5 years now. Doesn't look that appetizing, does it? And my culinary skills ain't the best, but does a job. It still tastes just as nice. And there you have it. Meal 2 done in less than, what'd you say, 3 minutes?
Maximum.
3 minutes max, done. Again, no excuses for not eating clean. You've always got 3 minutes in the day to make some food. So there you have it, guys. That's my second meal of the day. Obviously you've seen me cook earlier the rest of my meals. So 3, 4, 5 and possibly 6 if we can get it in today, which would be ideal. I'll put the macronutrients on there and the breakdown of calories so you can see what I'm consuming at present. Those figures are only relevant to me now. Hopefully they'll be going up in the next few weeks. Not hopefully, they will be going up in the next few weeks. But yeah, thank you for watching the video. Hopefully you've taken something away from this, because obviously you can see me training, you've seen a lot of me training, and I don't really talk much about my nutrition or off-season nutrition and how I approach it. So hopefully you've taken something from the video. I will readdress this in maybe 2 or 3 weeks and show how my calories have increased and how my weight's differed, if my strength's gone up, and we'll just be quite transparent in the next 36 weeks, which is how long we've got till the Olympia. But thank you for watching this video. Again, I'd really like your support to grow this channel, so please subscribe to the channel. Like the video, comment below, you know the jazz, and I'll see you in the next video.